Hey, everybody, welcome back to Call It in the Ring.
Damn,
Once again. I'm sorry?
This is your last show.
Is this the last one? Oh, I see. Way to mess with the flow. This is Kevin Kittredge. Once again, hey Craig. Once again with Johnny Parker.
What's up, everybody?
And look at this guy, brand new to the show, Robert Starkey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's my understanding you have a YouTube channel and a show of your own.
Well, actually, I share one with Melina Perez, and I'm on her channel. And I host Getting Real with Melina.
Oh, cool.
Wait. Is that Melina as in Melina, the former professional wrestler?
Yes, 3-time WWE Women's Champ, 5-time WWE Women's Champion.
I literally just met Robert tonight. All of this is new to me. So,
yes.
So tell me about it. What happens?
It has nothing to do with wrestling. Melina and I travel places, and we interview people, and we talk. And our show is heavily edited. See, that's why it's heavily edited.
Where's the farthest you've been?
Here, Manhattan Beach. No. We went to Riverside for a screening of a film that she found.
She found?
Yeah, she found. It's an indie film. It's called...
What's that? You can find it on the channel.
You can find the
channel. There it is.
YouTube.com/Real Melina.
Real Melina.
Cool.
I know I'll be watching.
Please do.
Was that good? Was that a good rub?
I appreciate that. You're putting me over, brother. Putting me way over.
Hello, Lashana. Hello, everybody. Well, the chat group is very active, and that's how we like to see it. We're going to be talking about Backlash, and we want to get your thoughts on it. We're going to be talking about it like often happens. I was at work and driving here, so I missed about 3/4 of the show, so I'm going to get caught up by these gentlemen who saw it all, including the pre-show, which started with Ruby Riott versus Bayley, correct?
Correct.
How'd that go?
It was a good match. It was I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't a pay-per-view match of Bayley versus Sasha. Instead, we get a Raw throwaway match on the pre-show that doesn't further any storylines. It's just kind of there to fill up time. And now that we have a dual-branded pay-per-view, I don't know if we'll ever get a proper Bayley-Sasha send-off or...
Well, as I often do, I go to 411 Mania. I look at the coverage on there when I try to get caught up. Was there... So the match ended, and then did the other gals beat the hell out of Bayley for a bit? Was it setting up for some sort of tag team match in the future?
No, they're setting up the Bayley-Sasha stuff some more, so it'll continue on Raw.
Was Sasha there?
Sasha was there watching in the back on a monitor.
Okay.
They constantly cut to that, just like the Raw match where they did the same thing.
Yeah.
Just teasing that heel turn. So hopefully we get a Bayley heel turn because we've seen Sasha's heel turn, and I kind of want to boo Bayley.
I don't want to boo Bayley. It should be so easy for her to be the good guy. And why they're dragging their feet on this, I don't know.
It's really disappointing. Like, I just gotta be honest that like this women's revolution or evolution or whatever Stephen Man wants to call it has kind of like started to lose its steam because we have some amazing women wrestlers, but I feel like they're not being utilized properly. Like in NXT, Sasha and Bayley had an amazing feud. I mean, last year we had like an amazing feud between Charlotte and Sasha, but this year it just kind of feels like they're dropping the ball with Sasha Banks, with Bayley, with a lot of their female talent, Becky Lynch. It just feels like they're just like falling by the wayside. I understand it's I understand some people's argument that they don't have enough airtime for it, but Raw is 3 hours long. They can actually develop something in Raw and like get some steam going for it and everything like that. So I don't know. I feel like poor Book is hurting them right now.
They can have an entire hour of just the women.
Yeah,
I would not hate that.
I don't think anybody would. I know a lot of wrestling fans right now who I talk to who say they're more excited about the women's matches than some of the men's stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah, it'd be so easy to manage and produce. You would just pull this promo. Because we need Stephanie McMahon talking for a half an hour every Raw.
How's Ruby doing? Is she better?
She was great as Heidi Lovelace. So better than what? Better than what am I comparing her to?
I don't know. Better than 6 months ago or 3 months ago.
She's coming along well.
She's coming along well.
Her mic skills have always been there. Do you think her ring ability is getting better?
Okay, so she's a mat-based wrestler, so it's not really that exciting, except for one time she took Bayley's head and took it directly into the turnbuckle. And she used her entire body and like pulled back in some type of exorcist, so it looked really wicked and ugly.
Okay,
which I'm always about that.
Let me ask you this, Rob. We get first time on the show, because some people felt that Ruby Riott came up a little bit too early. Do you think she came up too early to Raw, maybe she stayed at NXT for a little bit longer? Or do you think it was the right time for her to come up?
It depends if you want that indie following from Shimmer or do you want the NXT following. What do you want for the WWE audience? Because I don't think a whole lot of people who casually watch Raw necessarily watch NXT. Whereas I think if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you would be more familiar with her in her work in Shimmer and her work in Rise.
So you feel like they want to get that audience from Shimmer Rise to bring over to Raw?
I don't necessarily think an NXT gyration, like maturation is necessary for all talent. Again, I'm from an edited show.
No worries, no worries.
Okay, so the show actually officially starts off with Seth Rollins defending the Intercontinental title versus The Miz. People seem to really like this one, as far as I can tell from the reading up. Did that carry over with you guys?
Miz can do no wrong. Seth Rollins is solid every time. It was pretty much what you'd expect from them. And with the brand split, Miz would not have gotten that title. So I didn't feel like there was any anticipation or any... The audience knew, we knew, that everything is going to stay status quo.
The general vibe that I got, not only from you guys, but not only from the producers and everybody here and people online, people didn't care much for Backlash. And it sounds like it started off really well, though.
No. I mean, I think the problem with Backlash was, like, I believe Robert said this earlier, is that the thing about it is that it's kind of like an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about it is, like, you want to explain?
Well, we were saying before we went on that it's promoting the Greatest Royal Rumble. They just came off of WrestleMania. So it felt like even on TV, like, oh, by the way, we have this pay-per-view coming up, and these are the matches, and we're going to have... Why is Joe mad at other Samoan Joe? And
Yeah.
I think it's all right for Joe to call out Roman Reigns. I think he did a pretty good job of explaining, you're not the man, but I'm going to take you out.
But the problem is they were building the cage match at the Greatest Royal Rumble at the same time they're building this match, so I felt like it didn't get proper time and build. So I wasn't invested, and Joe could have worked his butt off. Roman, I like Roman. I'm in the minority there, but
we'll get to...
Are you the one who's buying all those T-shirts?
Yeah, it's me.
We'll get to that obviously later. So Seth Rollins beat The Miz. How was the finish? Do you guys remember it? It was the curtain stomp. He won with the curb stomp.
Yeah, which is a welcome back. Yeah, it was what I expected.
Did we already show the picture? He was clutching his knee. His knee was messed out. Yeah, messed up.
So they're always going to be teasing that knee.
Yeah,
That knee is just always for the next 3 years. We're gonna.
that seems to be the running gag now. Like ever since that feud with Triple H last year, he's always going back to this knee. But it gets weird though because like it's like, oh, I hurt my knee, but now I'm going to use all these knee-based moves. It's like, wait, what? That makes no sense. You should not have cartilage there anymore.
All right, but you guys did like the match.
Yes.
Okay, then we move on to the women's championship match. Nia Jax defending versus Alexa Bliss. Again, I didn't come in till into the Nakamura match, so I was on the road. So what happened here?
No Mickey, despite the graphic with Mickey.
Interesting.
I just noticed that right off the bat. I think I enjoyed this more than the WrestleMania match.
Okay.
I couldn't put my finger on it, but I was enjoying it a lot more. I might have been fatigued. Remember, that came 6.5 hours into the show, and this is the second match on the card. I don't like the feud.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I'm not really excited about the match, because the feud is just too juvenile.
Yeah.
It's this whole bullying thing, which I'm kind of like, really? Because I feel like you're underutilizing Nia Jax, because, like, okay, she does look different. She is, like, a bigger girl and everything like that, but, I mean, we should just be embracing that instead of trying to make, like, that something we focus upon. Because, like, with Braun's a bigger guy, but we're not like, oh, Braun's too big. He has to buy 4X shirts and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, he just comes in and kicks ass and we cheer for him. And with Nia, she should be doing the same thing. Like, this match should have probably been, like, more, like, smarter, like, match for Alexa Bliss, where she's like, okay, I'm going to work over Nia's knee. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do heel tactics. Like, bring back some freedom powder. Throw that in Nia's face. Like, where did that come from?
Or have Mickey James there to feed something. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, something like some cheap shot, like, something like that. Like, this should have been, like, more of some heelish tactics. Give Alexa Bliss his heel care to go to that next level, and let's really establish Nia Jax as a face. Because the thing about it is, I honestly don't believe the WWE audience is going to get behind, like, Nia being bullied and made fun of and all these kind of different things.
Well, you would never have Braun go into a match because somebody called him fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just, you know, as far as the women have come, like, they're still arguing over who's prettier, you're calling me fat. It's just, really, this is Attitude Era stuff right here. And this is the women's revolution, and it is not necessary. There should be more creative direction where they're feuding over something real, like the title. Alexa could be scared. I don't know. Go on.
I was gonna say I agree with you totally. You know, I think where this like kind of hits like where this might be failing at, and I can't speak to this like permanently because I don't know like how it's organized. But I've talked about the writers' room before, and I feel like the writers' room at WWE isn't doing like a great job right now. And I kind of feel like part of the reason why this feud is failing is that I just have a feeling there's a lack of female presence in that writers' room. Because I kind of feel like if there was like some female presence there, they would have called this out like, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like these awesome athletic women would not be fighting over something like this dumb. And so I kind of feel that may be the problem there. Because in addition, the reason why I say that problem is this, because if you look at the referees for the women's division, I mean, if we're really having a women's revolution right now, why don't we have some female refs?
There is one in NXT, right?
Yeah, there is one in NXT.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, I think that might be like probably the problem.
Yeah, most likely, because it's probably a bunch of men like, I know how they can fight. She's going to call her fat. It's like, she's in her 30s. She's not going to respond like crying by being called fat.
Exactly.
That's not...
Because Nia Jax's whole story is, I've been called this my whole life, and I've risen above it. So if you call me this, guess what? It doesn't matter to me. Plus, I'm the women's champion. I've proven that it doesn't matter. I've proven that I'm successful. So yeah, it doesn't really work with the storyline.
Well, our next match, we had the United States Championship. Jeff Hardy defending versus Randy Orton. And from what I could tell, Orton put him over pretty well. Is that the case?
Well, I mean, he put him in a headlock for like 13 minutes.
It's an Orton match. It's rest hold, drop kick, rest hold, clothesline, rest hold, RKO. Swanton, RKO. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. For those wondering, that was 11 minutes and 50 seconds.
Of rest hold.
Sorry. That was an inside joke. I'm sorry. Elias shows up. What happened with Elias? No Way Jose came out, yeah?
Yeah. I'm guilty. This was my favorite part of the whole show.
Please tell me about it. Oh, New Day interrupted.
New Day interrupted, followed by, I believe, Rusev Day, followed by No Way Jose.
They all came out?
They all came out. And it closed with Bobby Roode doing the Glorious Dance.
The Glorious
Dance?
What is
Isn't
this,
that a dance? This is a dance, right?
Oh, he's like, oh, Glorious, like, oh,
Yeah.
the wave. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
All right.
You should just watch it because we can't describe exactly.
Well, you enjoyed it, John.
I enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, let's see, I missed this part, sadly, but it does sound hilarious.
I
but
feel like I'm going to get lots of hate tweets that I enjoy that because people will say, that should have gone to a match. How can you keep Ziggler off the card and have that on for 20 minutes?
Well, here's the thing,
Titus
though.
is out there, too.
Titus is out there.
Honestly, my problem is, though, is that, like, I'm not even mad about having Ziggler off the card. Why do you have Rusev Day off the card? Like, why are they mismatching this dude's momentum? Like, I hear saying Jeff Hardy is Jeff Hardy. He is going to go into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He is, like, again, the Attitude Era, like, you know, like, hero for doing all those, like, flips off shit and injuring himself and everything like that. And still able to do it today. But Rusev Day should probably been fighting for that United States Championship. Or he should have that United States Championship. They're not utilizing him too well.
They're not utilizing any of the young talent very well.
Yeah.
If you look at this again, I'm going to come back to this over and over. I do not like the dual-branded pay-per-views because what we have is like WCW circa 1999 where you have your top stars that are either hovering around 40, past 40, and they're going to monopolize the entire card, whereas we have Rusev on a throwaway segment.
Yeah.
It is very strange. It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because when we do have this one's Raw and this one's SmackDown, I've found myself guilty of going, oh, all right. Well, there's a couple of matches I guess I kind of care about, you know? Mm-hmm. And those other matches are used to develop, but I think those should be done on SmackDown or Raw as opposed to a pay-per-view. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, as I said before, but
we also had
a lot of people get screwed. Yeah, there were no tag team title matches.
No tag team title match, so we didn't have the Leaders of Worlds on. We didn't have the Bar.
Yeah.
Double-edged sword, correct.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of hard because, again, like, they're still a split brand, but they have all these belts that need to be defended now because the tag team and the Universal title both would call for their own spots, but they're kind of like getting a bailout because of Brock Lesnar's contract, which doesn't call for the Universal title to be defended all that often. But the problem with that is, though, is that it helps pay-per-views, but it really hurts Raw on a weekly basis. Like, to be honest with you, I find Raw extremely boring because, like, without having a belt there for it to be defended or, like, anything stakes on the line, it's just kind of boring. Like, right now, like, it's funny. We went to a pay-per-view, and nobody talked about who's the number one contender. Like, there should have been a match on this pay-per-view for number one contender. And no one's asking a damn question. It's like, if you're wrestling right now, it's like, what the hell are you playing for? Like, what are you doing there?
You guys didn't tell me this, and I'm reading this, and I love it. Elias says that he's friends with Bruce Springsteen, and Bruce calls him the boss. That's fantastic.
Elias is great. Again.
And so Bobby Roode laid him out with the DDT, the glorious DDT.
Yes, glorious DDT.
All right, Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Daniel Bryan defeated Big Cass by submission. And I guess the feud gets to continue because Cass beat him up after the match.
Yeah.
How was the match itself?
I liked the ending. Like, I came in towards the ending because the problem was those that, like, it was one of these, like, usual things where the big guy's going to be up on the little guy. The little guy gets in a little offense here and there. And then at the end, the little guy turns the tide. But I did like the way that that Daniel Bryan won at the end because it kind of reminded me again why Daniel Bryan is considered, like, so good and why he's so popular with fans. Because he does those little things that, like, help tell a story. Like, as he's trying to get Cass to the yes lock, Cass, like, fights it off. And what does Daniel start doing? He starts hitting him in the head. And as he's doing this, I'm like, holy shit. But I'm like, that's dope as hell, though. It just shows how aggressive Daniel can be when he has to be to get this win, and it helps just, like, sell his character and sell this moment and everything like that. It gets Cass over a little bit because he has to, like, sit through these blows. He's just not going straight into the yes locks. I'm like, this works out pretty well. Do I like this feud? Because, well, it's kind of weird. So we just brought up that point a moment ago. You did, Rob, about, like, the young talent, like, not getting over and everything like that because you have these older guys. But the problem with it is, though, is that, like, while I'm happy, like, some younger talents, like, getting some FaceTime right here, I feel it's the wrong younger talent. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not sold on Big Cass right now, like, getting up a spot like this.
We've said it as a joke hundreds of times. Vince likes big guys.
Big and pretty.
Is Cass pretty?
Compared to, like,
He's ugly.
have that conversation with Carmella. I don't know.
Well, no.
Not
more, Sally. Sorry, Cass.
But he reminds me of, like, a zygote Kevin Nash. Like, he has,
really?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like, I think he will eventually get to Kevin Nash. Like, it's the same moves. It's the same type of, yeah, it's a big guy.
Like that.
But he's, yeah, he doesn't have the charisma that Nash had.
Yeah,
No.
that's the thing that's missing. The
low-key-
personality, the charisma.
Yeah, because, like, even Nash, even though he was, like, doing, like, that same moveset, he was legit Big Daddy Cool.
Yeah,
Like, he
did you
just
wanna
carried
show me
himself
a
a certain
card?
way.
Did you want to show me a card? I feel that. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Max. I thought so. We have the women's championship match on SmackDown. Carmella defending against Charlotte. Your take, gentlemen.
Better than I expected.
Yeah, Carmella definitely impressed.
She has been saying, "Listen, I've been training, and I'm gonna be a lot better. And you know, you guys are gonna jump on my bandwagon, and I don't need you." Is she backing up those words?
Okay, so we had this conversation while watching the match. This felt, when you compare it to Charlotte's match with Asuka, it is a step below, but it is a step above by leaps and bounds anything else I've ever seen Carmella do.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, it looked good. Like, I've always kind of done this. Like, her submission move is really complicated to me because I was commenting on, like, how do you get someone into that? Like, it's not one of those moves you can easily get someone into, like, a consistent basis. It really has to be set up just right. But tonight, she did a different version of it that allowed her to get into it, like, much easier and get to, like, the tap on, like, get the potential tap on Charlotte. So when I saw that, I was like, huh. So she kind of thought about that and changed it a little bit. And so, yeah, like, she stepped up. Like, the thing about this was that, like, while definitely you could say Charlotte carried her through, like, part of this match, Carmella has stepped up her game. Like,
Yeah,
she's got
definitely.
that belt and she's stepping into it. Her mic skills have gotten better. Her promos are, like, getting better. And I'm liking what she's doing right now. So this match, it also, like, shows some more aggressiveness from her. She used some heelish tactics. Like, all in all, I see some growth for her. So I think, I said this last time. Like, there's that phrase that, like, either the belt elevates you or you're elevating the belt. And right now, the belt is elevating her. She's got this belt and it's pushing her to be a better wrestler. And I'm liking it right now.
I didn't like the ending.
What was the ending?
The ending was coming off of the moonsault. She misses and she busts up her knee. Charlotte busts up her knee, and I'm just like, that's the equivalent of falling on a banana peel and like falling on your back and having the other wrestler fall on you. It just seems like,
Was that something?
Exactly. It's
Like,
just like, oh. And I don't think Carmella should get a clean win over Charlotte.
I totally
It was
agree.
a little too clean.
I totally agree. Because, like, my problem with this is that, like, we just came from WrestleMania, and we just saw Charlotte have this, like, amazing match with Asuka, and she beats Asuka, and the whole thing is you were ready for Asuka. So with her now going against Carmella, It's like, no.
Yeah, she was ready for Asuka, but she wasn't quite ready for Carmella.
Exactly. And that's the crazy thing about it, though, because it's like, to give like a basketball comparison, like, this is like LeBron James just got done playing Kobe Bryant in his prime one-on-one, and LeBron James got that win over the Mamba, versus now he's playing Lance Stevenson. It's like, oh, shit, Lance is going to get me. It's like, no, like, the problem with this is, though, is that this should not have happened. Like, my prediction for like, the way this match was going to end, because I figured Carmella would get the win, but I thought the Iconics would come out. The Iconics would come out, do some heelish tactics, blah, 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 and I figured that's how it would wrap up. But the way they wrapped up tonight, I was just like, just puts Carmella a little bit too strong than she should actually be, and kind of takes away from Charlotte.
And I like her as like a honky tonk man type heel. Like, she's more lucky than she is good.
Exactly.
And that should be her deal.
Exactly.
I will say, though, I think a lot of times when it's just different people, sure, but we, in this boat, always are like, why couldn't they just get a clean win? Why can't we get more clean wins? We're always bitching about so much interference, especially on pay-per-views. And listen, I'm no huge Carmella fan.
We can't have it both ways.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. So I hear what you're saying. Like, I agree with you about the clean win.
And if you want to establish her, that's the way to do it.
But the thing about it is that, like, I agree, but there's like the problem with like the clean win situation is that you want the clean win when you want that match is going to be epic. Like, we wanted clean wins for the AJ versus Shinsuke matches. That's what we want those clean wins for. But like right now, like in this match, I would have been. Now, see, I didn't want the clean win per se because I knew Carmella was going to win. I wanted some heelish tactics type wins. I wanted some of that Triple H Attitude Era type wins, where it's like she's just doing dirty-ish things. It just makes me hate it all that more. But I hear what you're saying now.
Okay. Speaking of which, next was the WWE Championship match.
AJ Styles defending versus Nakamura, no disqualification. This is where I came into it, and I gotta say, listen, so much whining in this entire building. And we had a match between two guys that maybe not everybody was paying attention to. I know that some weren't. You didn't like it.
No, I don't like it.
You didn't like it.
No.
I think that if it's the kind of thing where if we sat down and we didn't have our phones and we weren't dicking around and bitching about this and that, and I think it probably built slowly and nicely as it should.
I watched it. I paid attention as much as I could. But
was it really that tough to pay attention to this match? Or did you get easily distracted?
No, the problem with it was that I just kept like drifting off because like it was easily distracted because there was nothing there to really keep me engaged. Like the problem with it is though is like I had to use like another basketball reference here, but it's like the thing about it is that like it was an okay match. And their last match at the Greatest Rumble Run was also an okay match. And then their match at WrestleMania was like, match. And the problem with this, though, you have two of the best wrestlers in the world right here. And this is the third time. And they keep giving me these man matches. And the problem with it is that, like, for example, like, go use another basketball comparison. If you have LeBron James, and LeBron James goes out and gets a double-double, it's like, of course you're supposed to get a fucking double-double. You're LeBron James. It's like, but if LeBron James goes out and scores 40 points, it's like, okay, that was impressive. That's great. But for these guys right here, they keep giving us these man matches when we both, all three of us know the match they had over in Japan, how epic that was. We keep expecting us to give us one of those. And the thing about this, though, I understand they want to do like some slow storytelling here, but it kind of reminds me of like Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. It's like they had a series of matches that kept elevating, getting more serious. Then reaches this peak. And so here I'm like, okay, this is the third match. We should be getting to this peak now. But again, we don't get there. So now I'm like, okay, when's the peak going to come? We're at that all-out epic match. Then my other problem with this too, though, is that this is a DQ match, right?
Yes.
At what point was it like this seemed like a DQ match? It seemed like a regular match. Like at one point, Rob called it out. Like, weren't they like counting out at some point, like earlier and everything like that?
They were counting a hold. I'm like, wait, they can't.
Counting a hold, you're right. That's wrong to do in a no DQ match. You're right.
Yeah.
But a double count out is.
Well, it was no one
perfectly
could reach
legitimate.
the count of 10.
And, you know, you guys were talking about when was it not a no DQ match? What was different about it?
The chair.
The chair and the very frequent crotch shots.
Okay, so speaking of storytelling, AJ Styles has not figured out to wear a cup yet.
Yes.
This is the stupidest thing. It's like, okay, so that's Shinsuke's new thing. He like nuts ya.
Now,
So
I will say, though, I know that in the cartoon world of wrestling, just the fact that it's there should make a difference. But even if you have a cup, if somebody punches you in the fucking dick, even with a cup, it's going to hurt. Yes.
I wouldn't know.
Yes, it is.
It hurts because again, I play football and that shit hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much as not having the cup.
No,
and
absolutely.
So,
yes.
and so my whole thing about it is, so this is the way I thought this match was going to go. I thought Shinsuke was going to go for it. He put his hand back. Okay, and then AJ will reach in and take out the cup. It was like AJ wore a cup. And then he would put it on like Shinsuke's face, like no. And then he would go for the phenomenal form and get the three. He's like, oh, way to go, smart AJ. You were thinking there. And it was like, no, he's still going out there with his dick unprotected. Okay.
And it's the second false finish we've had in a row between these two. We've had a double count out, and now we've had two of them cannot reach the count of 10.
And Craig points out a crazy part of this match when AJ got a bad cut when the chair bounced out. He threw the chair at Shinsuke, and it bounced back, hit him in the face. It was crazy.
That was ugly.
That was ugly. Okay, so the end comes when both of them simultaneously kick each other to the crotch. Can't make the count. I mean, it's the focal point of the feud right now. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it is hilarious though, because I mean, it is like we just all started laughing. It was like whoever knew the WWE Championship would be decided by kicks to the dick, but okay.
Especially from these two.
Yeah.
Yes!
Our next match had Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think the idea of this was the story turned into Sami Zayn saying, you know what? We're done. We're leaving. And Kevin Owens wanting to stay and fight, which I found very strange.
Yeah, why would he want to stay and fight?
So Sammy's like, you want to fight? Fine. And he throws him into the ring. And he gets beat up a bit. Kevin Owens gets thrown back out. Kevin Owens throws Sami in, who gets beat up a bit. Somehow, somewhere in there, Strowman and Lashley pin one of the guys.
Oh, well, you're exactly right. There's one point where it's like, where at one point Kevin throws Sami back in. Sami's like, no, I don't want to be in. And he's trying to force him back in. And Sami smacks Kevin, which makes Kevin upset. It's like, oh, so they're not about to start the fighting. And then exactly Braun and Bobby come into play and then get the win.
Now, the main event of the evening, not for any sort of title or #1 contendership, but for a whole lot of pride. Samoa Joe versus Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe versus a Samoan named Joe?
Yes.
Okay.
Roman Reigns. Man, Roman Reigns got beat up a lot, but he was able to do a spear at the end and win. So we all celebrated and hugged and tipped each other some late tequila for Cinco de Mayo.
No.
There was a lot of fun stuff at the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns got tossed into each commentary table by Mr. Samoa Joe.
That was awesome.
It started off pretty hard, and the crowd a bit dickish because there were some chin locks. But I don't think it deserved. This is boring chance. It certainly didn't deserve CM Punk chance
or a Rusev Day chance.
Yeah.
Rusev Day, yeah. I mean, we got fucking Samoa Joe in the main event.
So the problem with it was though is that like the match started off great. Like you said, he was throwing Joe around. Sorry, Joe was throwing. Well, I was right. So Samoa Joe was throwing Roman into stuff and everything like that. And then when they get in there's a point where he puts a lock on him. He's like, nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. You should just go away.
That
which
was
like,
the greatest.
Which was
the
freaking
commentary.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And so he just said some more stuff to him, everything like that. So that was fine. But then the problem with it is though is that like they kept doing that. And it was like, Joe, you're not Randy Orton. Stop putting this dude in headlocks. Let's wrestle. You can wrestle really well. Like, put on a great match really quickly. So the audience started getting bored of, like, wrestle after wrestle. But, I mean, it does make sense to a certain degree because his finisher is the coquina clutch. So he should be wearing down his neck. So in this situation, it does, like, make sense.
But also the audience wasn't prepared for this match because, like we said at the beginning of the show, they were plugging Brock versus Roman in the cage match at Greatest Royal Rumble, that this became an afterthought. Samoa Joe's return became an afterthought.
Yeah.
It's just poor time management. Maybe they shouldn't have scheduled the shows like this, where they have to promote two shows concurrently.
Yeah, which is really weird because if you think about it, I mean, the Greatest Royal Rumble attracted a lot of attention. Like, a lot of people watched it on Friday.
Yeah. And
the thing about it is, though, is that it became like another pay-per-view. And you have WrestleMania, and then we go to the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then we go to Backlash. It's just like, there's a lot of stuff happening right there, and I agree with you. It's just like really, really poor planning. Because like we talked about after that Raw after WrestleMania, usually that's where new storylines begin. Usually that's when you're getting stuff set up. But honestly, we've been about a month, maybe a month and a half away from WrestleMania. I still don't feel like much has been set up. I feel like we're still continuing a lot of stuff from from pre WrestleMania. Like we have a lot of new talent on Raw and SmackDown that have been underutilized. Like the authors are paying up there. What are they doing with them? They're not going for the belts or anything like that. They're just hanging around beating up on jobbers every week. And then let's see, Nia Jax is still feuding with Alexa
But
Bliss.
those guys, it's some introductory stuff there.
No,
It's
I get it, I
Get
get
to
it.
know the authors of pain.
No, I get it. But then we still have Nia feuding with Alexa Bliss, and that was pre-WrestleMania. And then Brock kept feuding with Roman. That was also pre-WrestleMania. AJ versus Shinsuke was also pre-WrestleMania.
Right.
I mean,
yes, it does go. Yes.
To put it in
yeah.
perspective,
So the problem is, though, is that we're not doing anything.
No Way Jose was the only NXT called up talent on this show.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. We brought in the Iconics. We brought in who else has been called up?
The Iconics,
there's
No
not
Way
much.
Jose.
He hasn't
Oh.
been brought up yet. Sanity.
Hasn't shown up
Also
yet.
haven't showed up.
Nah,
What you call it? Ziggler's partner.
oh,
Claymore.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juice, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we have all this. Like
They have all this talent they're not utilizing. So I mean, honestly, like, yeah. So maybe tomorrow, because now they finally finished with Backlash. Maybe they feel like, okay, now we can start some new storylines. So I would say everybody should tune into Raw tomorrow. Fingers crossed, hoping that they start the new storylines. But yeah, like right now they're just dropping the ball with this.
Well, the next pay-per-view is also Money in the Bank, so we can get a multi-man show, and we're not going to have these one-on-one matches, so they can have a stacked card with lots of talent. And Money in the Bank is kind of built on, like, you don't know who, if you had established stars in that match, it's just like, okay, yawn.
And the cool thing about Money in the Bank too is that I agree with you, is that you also, that's a chance where you get like the new star built up.
Yeah.
Because like last time Seth Rollins won it, carried it for a year, get that curb stomp, gets the belt, Then Carmella gets it, she gets that momentum going, blah, blah, blah. Now she has the belt, she's doing some things. Baron Corbin was, okay, never mind. Sorry about that. But yeah,
like him.
so it leaves a lot of potential.
Well, that's Backlash. That's what happened. What we need you guys to do is watch this video about 5 more times. Each and every one of you. That'd be great. But in the meantime, Mr. Johnny Parker.
You can find, you guys can find me at JohnnyP313 on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me next weekend at the East LA Comic Con. So you're in the LA area, look it up, East LA Cape, that was they're calling it now. It's a free comic book show with a lot of great creators that'll be there signing books, signing comics, selling toys, merchandise. So if you get a chance, come on out, it'll be a blast. And then you can also find me on the at that hashtagger's Facebook group. I'm always there chatting it up, liking your comments, seeing the articles stuff you're posting. So come in there, come join, come meet some people, hang out.
I'm still at Kevin Kittredge on Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Don't find me on Facebook. I'm not very interesting. Look at this guy, Robert Starkey. Hey, thanks. You clearly know your shit. It's nice, maybe
Thank you for having me.
Maybe some people were like, "Who's the new guy? Why are they just bringing some guy on?" No, you're not just some guy. You got it. You got it together. It's nice to hear.
Mr. Robert Starkey on all social media platforms.
And where's that Melina show again?
Oh, youtube.com/Real Melina.
I'll be sure to check it out.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Calling it in the ring.